بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. My dear brothers and sisters, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from you your siyam and your qiyam, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept from all of us all these good deeds. May Allah forgive us and forgive our sins and our bad deeds. The message that I would like to give you, insha'Allah ta'ala, during this month, let's take advantage, especially now we are in the beginning of Ramadan, throughout the entire Ramadan, to do one thing, to pay attention to one thing, and that is how to control our tongue. Our tongue is a key to so many problems, and we are asked to control our tongue. And there is no better opportunity than the month of Ramadan. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, in this wasiyah that he was giving to the Sahabi Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu, as he was telling him, towards the end of that wasiyah he said, كف عليك هذا, كف عليك هذا, keep this, control this. And he pointed to his tongue, sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So Mu'adh ibn Jabal radiyallahu anhu said, أَوَ نَحْنُ مُؤَاخَذُونَ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ بِمَا نَقُولُ. Are we going to be held responsible for what we say by our tongue? The Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam told him and responded to him and said, ثَكِلَتْكَ أُمُّكَ يَا مُعَاذ. Meaning, may your mother lose you. And he did not mean to make it as a dua against Mu'adh ibn Jabal, but it's an expression to show that this is a very important matter that you have to pay attention to. He said, وَهَلْ يَكُبُّ النَّاسَ فِي النَّارِ عَلَى مَنَاخِرِهِمْ أَوْ عَلَى وُجُوهِهِمْ إِلَّا حَصَائِدُ أَلْسِنَتِهِمْ. He told him, isn't that what really makes people fall in the hellfire? On their faces or on their noses, except what they have harvested with their tongues. So that tells us how important it is to control the tongue, because there is so much that we say with our tongue that if it is not right, it may end up actually causing us to fall in Jahannam. So it is really an important exercise then for each one of us to control our tongue, to make sure that we are aware of what we are saying, and what we are saying is something that is pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and not displeasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Two things, and there are many things that can be mentioned, that people are used to and they don't see. It became so much of a routine, so much of a habit, that actually many of us don't pay attention that we are saying something wrong. Two things. One of them is al-kadhib, lying. And sometimes people get used to lie to the point where they don't pay attention. They don't even feel that they are lying. And sometimes they lie and their intention is to make people laugh. But actually lying is lying regardless. So that's one. Let's teach ourselves to always speak the truth. Let's teach our children to grow up actually always speaking the truth. As-sidq, truthfulness. It's a beautiful quality. So let's learn that. Let's pay attention to that. I'm sure we all agree that truthfulness is a good quality. But when it comes to practice, because of our own environment, that sometimes people end up being loose with the way they speak. So that's one. Number two, backbiting. The other disease, which is widespread disease, backbiting. people speaking ill about others. So let's pay attention to that. Let's teach ourselves a mechanism how we stop when the urge comes to speak ill about others, about someone else. And if you end up in a gathering or someone is speaking about someone else in a manner that is not right, you should tell them, please stop. Or at least don't participate in that kind of conversation. So I mentioned only 2 items, but there are many when it comes to the problems, the trouble of the tongue. So please, my dear brothers and sisters, during this month of Ramadan, let's make a commitment to pay attention to how can we control our tongue. And there is an easy way, by speaking less. الصمت, by speaking less, by not being in a gathering where there is so much talking. Many people, unfortunately, during the month of Ramadan, instead of using that time to make dhikr, to make tasbih, to read Quran, to perform ibadah, sometimes people get together and get indulged in talking that is nonsense. So please pay attention to this point, and I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He will help us, all of us, be able to be that kind of person who will be able to control his or her tongue. Jazakumullahu khairan wa barakallahu feekum. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.